They told him he was rich. The numbers said he was a superstar. But the bank account told a different story. NBA Youngboy generated hundreds of millions of dollars for Atlantic Records. Yet he barely saw a fraction of what his music earned. That wasn't an accident. That was the system working exactly as it was designed. This isn't just a story about a bad record deal. It's a story about how major labels turn desperation into control, creativity into debt, and success into dependence. In 2017, Youngboy was only 17 years old, coming from Baton Rouge, one of the poorest and most dangerous cities in America. He had legal issues, family responsibilities, and no financial safety net. When Atlantic Records offered him a multi-million-dollar deal, it felt like salvation. To him, it looked like freedom. But that money wasn't a gift, it was an advance, a loan he had to pay back with his music. Most people think a record deal means instant wealth. In reality, it means ownership is transferred. Atlantic kept around 80 to 85% of the revenue. Youngboy kept 15 to 20%, and only after every expense was recouped. Studio time, music videos, marketing, travel, promotion, everything was charged to his account. Before he could truly earn, he had to pay the label back. And those expenses were inflated. An independent artist might spend $5,000 to $10,000 on a video. Under a major label, that same video could cost $50,000 to $100,000. Not because it had to, but because preferred vendors and internal systems kept the artist in debt. As long as the artist owed money, the label kept control. Youngboy didn't just succeed, he dominated. Billions of streams, over 10 billion YouTube views alone. Industry estimates suggest an artist of his level should have been making tens of millions every year. When you combine streaming, touring, merchandise, and publishing, his total revenue likely crossed $300 million. Yet he was still financially restricted, still fighting to access money his work created. That's when he started asking questions. He learned how streaming payouts worked. He understood recoupment. He realized advances were traps, not blessings. He saw that his success wasn't making him wealthy, it was making the label wealthy. And once he understood that, he refused to stay silent. He went public and called his deal slavery. That word shook the industry, not because it was polite, but because it described the reality. A system where the artist does the work, takes the risk, creates the value, while corporations collect the profit and keep the artist dependent. That moment changed everything. Major labels survive on silence. Artists are afraid to speak because they know what follows. Promotion disappears, playlists stop coming, radio support fades. Award nominations vanish, collaborations get blocked. You're not canceled loudly, you're quietly limited. That's exactly what happened to Youngboy. After speaking out, his releases stopped receiving major pushes, playlist placements dropped, platform promotions slowed, radio lost interest. His chart positions no longer matched his real popularity. His fans were still there, but the machine turned cold. This wasn't random. It was a message. Speak out, and this is what happens. But it backfired. Instead of breaking him, it strengthened his bond with his audience. His fans streamed harder. They promoted him themselves. They supported him without industry permission. He proved something dangerous to labels. Real connection is stronger than corporate promotion. While Atlantic tried to control him, he outworked them. He released constantly. He fulfilled every contract obligation. He used his music to educate. He explained recoupment, debt, and control through his lyrics. He turned awareness into resistance. Then Atlantic made their final move. As his contract ended, they offered him $25 million to stay. After years of restricting him and taking most of his earnings, they suddenly had millions to keep him. That wasn't generosity. That was fear. Fear that he would prove artists don't need major labels to survive. And he walked away. Not because the money wasn't big, but because the price was his freedom. Once independent, everything changed. Instead of losing 80%, he kept most of his earnings. His per-stream income jumped dramatically. His releases still performed. His fan base followed him. His YouTube numbers stayed strong. He proved labels are helpful, but they are not essential. The real power is ownership. Youngboy exposed the heart of the music industry. Major labels don't exist to make artists rich. They exist to make themselves rich. They exploit urgency, ignorance, and poverty. They offer advances instead of ownership, comfort instead of control. And once you sign, the clock starts working against you. His success changed the conversation. Artists started asking harder questions. Lawyers used his case as a warning. Independent distributors gained credibility. Fans finally understood why their favorite artists stayed broke while topping charts. This wasn't just rebellion, it was education. Youngboy proved the most dangerous thing to a powerful system isn't anger, it's understanding. When artists know how contracts work, the power shifts. When fans know who owns the music, loyalty changes. The industry tried to silence him. Instead, he educated millions. This isn't just about NBA Youngboy. It's about every artist signing without a lawyer, every creator trading ownership for fast money, every deal that looks life-changing but becomes life-controlling. If one teenager from Baton Rouge could expose a global system, imagine what happens when thousands stop signing blindly. Once the truth is seen, it can't be unseen. If you're an artist, a fan, or someone who cares about fairness in the creative world, share this message. Subscribe, stay informed, and never sign anything you don't fully understand. Knowledge is power, and in this industry, power is freedom.